Do it.
Oh,
Live us. Oh yeah. I hope that's the first thing that they. Oh yeah. I hope that's the first thing that they catch. That was a jambalaya burp too. I made jambalaya tonight.
It sounded nice.
Yeah, dude, nice and spicy. The trick is you put sweet stuff in there. Just put some green onion, some yellow onion, and some red bell pepper, and then you splash it with some Tony Satchers at the end. Gives you all that spice.
That sounds lovely. All right. What? Why? Why would you do that? Facebook? I mean, seriously. I don't like... Facebook has changed so much crap. All I wanted to do was...
Did you hear that fart?
No, I didn't.
Damn it. I thought I heard it on my end.
All right.
We're going to have to review the tape on that one.
Open micers, switch now. Acting as open micers.
Dude, episode 162. How about that?
I know. There we go. I don't want to create an event. It's already happening. Just go. Make it go. Just make it go. All right, let me make sure we are good. All right, I just wanna peek in, make sure that we're good.
We good? Are we good, buddy?
I don't want to create an event. Yep, we're good.
Okie dokie.
Alrighty. I got our new theme song ready to go too.
Oh, I forgot about that. Fuck yeah, dude. I think that's the other people said they were going to send me one and never did. So I guess that's going to be our new theme song for a while.
All right. Well, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Just drop that ass, bitches, open micers in the house. Pop that pussy with that open micers logo in your mouth. Jason with his bald ass head, Jacob looking inbred. Open micers, bitch, heard what I said. Drop that ass, open micers in the house. Drop that ass, pop that pussy, open micers in the house. Open micers in the house, open micers is a mouse. Drop that ass, pop that pussy, open micers in the house. The mic is now open.
Thank you to Mushmouth, a.k.a. Mark Simmons of the WFU podcast for the new theme song for the show. We put out the call the other day, and that's what he gave us, and I like it because it says Jacob's Inbred. Welcome to the Open Micers Podcast. My name is Jason Robbins. I'm
Jacob Craig, and I like it because it talks about your bald-ass fucking head.
Yeah.
It's not just me piling on that train.
Yeah, I dig it. And I got Joey Image in the chat room. What's up, Joey? I hope you're here to ask us some weird questions because that's what we're here to do this evening. Jacob, tell them what we're doing tonight.
Yeah, man. So we were supposed to record an episode last Wednesday, and our guest never got back to me. We never recorded the episode. So I decided, since we've had a big uptick on the social medias and on the blog and on the website, to do an AMA so that, all the new listeners and all the old listeners can just ask us any questions that they want to know about us. And of course, no question is too stupid for us to answer. So we got some pretty fucking dumb ones.
Yeah. We So where do we want to start? Do we want to just start off with the ones that we got on Facebook? Because I think that's the only place that we got questions was on Facebook. I looked on Twitter. I didn't see anything.
So I put together a Google Doc on the open micers because I'm the professional one out of the two. See, this is a misconception about the open micers. I'm the more professional one. I do all the coordination. I make all the Google Docs.
Hey, I do a lot. I record the show. I edit the show. I upload the show. I create all the graphics for the show. And I take care. I put the stuff out there into the world on the social medias. I do a lot.
I do the essential functions of the show. Shut up. I do things. I'm the businessman.
Okay.
I make business. I like the new theme song too, by the way, because I can actually hear it. I think it was just the track that no one can hear. The old theme song.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I was able to hear it. Unless you just like made noise on your end. Because if you like tap your fucking hand or something, then people can hear it.
Huh, that's weird. Joey says, have they gotten back to you by now? What do you mean have they got who gotten back to us? About what? About what?
Oh, they probably the guest that canceled. Nah, he's fucking did not email me at all. And it's so weird, dude, because like that was the least famous person I booked this month, and you're gonna stand me up, bro. Like, come on, man. We could do stuff for you.
We're the freaking hit makers here, man, dude.
We're the hit makers, bro. Like it's arguably better for like Mo and Caleb Simon. It's better for us for them to do our podcast, not the other way around. Like we could have helped this guy.
Yeah. You come on our show, and then like a week later you get hit with a beer on stage and you go viral, and then you're on Jimmy Kimmel. So that's how it goes.
He chose to not do Jimmy Kimmel, and who does that? Matt Damon.
Yeah.
But we can go into the questions here. So
Okay.
I just compiled everything into a Google Doc. So if we missed your question, I do apologize, but I'm pretty sure I got everybody.
Good Lord, there's a lot of questions here.
Yeah, a lot of people submitted multiple questions.
All right.
So this should keep us busy. The first one comes from Jonathan Underwood, buddy of mine from the movie pilot writing days. We used to write like a decade ago for a free website called Movie Pilot, and it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Jonathan Underwood asks, can you please name your top 3 fictional characters you'd most like to have a drink with? What do you think, Jay?
Fictional characters, eh? Before we do that, Joey in the chat room has he has a friend of his that he talks to a lot up there in New York, and he is a potential guest for the show here who was a regular on the Stern Show, and he's gonna have more info later for us this week.
Awesome.
So,
send them my way, man.
Yeah. So thank you, Joey, for that. Let's see. Top 3 fictional characters you most like to have. I want to have a drink with Han Solo.
Yeah, it might be your last though.
Yeah, well, he
saw that went for Greedo.
Yeah, but I'm not
Rest
trying
in peace, 03 Greedo.
I'm not trying to take him in for a bounty. I'm just trying to hang out.
Okay, that's a good one. I'd have a drink with Gandalf. I feel like Gandalf would be fun to have a drink with.
I think he could drink you under the table. Gandalf seems like he's a hardcore alcoholic.
Big man, but he's very whimsical. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be fireworks involved.
Yeah.
Going to set off some fucking magic shit.
Let's see. Who's another fictional character I want to have a drink with? Who's a good drinker in movie? Like, is there any movies where like the main character is like a fun drunk?
Fucking like everything from the 70s, like fucking Hawkeye from MASH.
Ooh, that's a good one. I want to hang out. My next 2 are Hawkeye and Trapper from MASH. That's who I want to have a drink with, Nick. Those count as my 2 and 3.
That would be fun. I'd have a drink with Hawkeye.
So who was your favorite out of would you rather have Trapper or BJ Honeycutt?
Oh, Trapper all the way, dude.
They're a Trapper guy.
Yeah, it was like I liked the early seasons a lot because I had those on DVD growing up. So I watched just like the first 2 seasons over and over again. And I feel like BJ was fucking whiny. He was always like, my wife, I fucking miss my wife. And like every episode, it's like, dude, shut up. Trapper's just trying to get laid.
Yeah,
bro.
I feel like once BJ came in, that's when the show started to get like kind of serious. And I don't like those
way more
seasons. I like the
serious.
show when it was like, zany shenanigans.
Yeah, which I like both. Like I like, the Colonel Blake years, and I like the Colonel Potter years too.
Yeah, I dig Colonel Potter. I liked it. Well, if you watch it now, Colonel Potter was actually on the show before he became Colonel Potter. He was in
really?
He was in like the first season, and he was like this crazy general that came in and was trying to like change shit up and like make them move the MASH unit. And dude, it is so ridiculously racist. Like that
Oh, really?
that particular episode, like you watch it now and you're just like, you cringe. You're like, oh my God, how did they get away with that on TV? Then you're like, oh yeah, it was the 70s.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to have a drink with Thor. We could do battle together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And you get to smash your glasses on the ground too when you're drinking with Thor.
Yeah, right.
Like, wench, bring me another.
Sometimes when I drink, my face glasses hit the ground, and that's not a good thing.
Joey says he thinks Alan Alda's voice in MASH sounds almost identical to early Howard Stern. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. They're very similar, kind of. I think Alan Alda is Jewish, right?
I think so. I'm not sure.
They have that same kind of cadence, I think.
Yeah.
From like early 70s Jews.
That New York Jewish accent.
Yeah. So I'll count Hawkeye in there too. So that would be my three. Gandalf, Hawkeye, and Thor.
Dude, that's a freaking party right there.
Yeah, right. You want to go for the next one?
Yeah, here from Carlos Longoria, a.k.a. I Am the Rampage, says, when are you and Jason going to fight in the ring? So when are we going to fight in the ring, Jacob?
Whenever you want it, Daddy. I'm here for it, man. This sparked a whole debate in our production chat as to who would win in a fight between me and Jason. And the staggering majority thinks that I would win in most cases.
I don't think so. I think I've got you because you don't have the wind.
But I don't need the win, dude. So almost every street fight. Okay, look, it depends on scenario, right? So this is a very general, like, broad question, like, what kind of ring? What are we doing? Is it like MMA rules? Are we having a street fight? If it's just like just me and you fucking fighting, it's only gonna last for 30 seconds. Street fights only last for 30 seconds. I got 30 seconds in me, Bubba. I'll give you hell for 30 seconds.
I'm tall. I'm in the chat room. Joey says I'm like 5'12" though, but yeah, I'm 6'3".
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm only 6 foot. I'm 6 foot. 6 foot big. I'm big.
I got a longer reach on you, and plus, we've both been trained in boxing.
But doesn't matter because I'm gonna get your leg, dude. I'm gonna find your leg and I'm gonna take it.
Okay. Maybe we need to do this as some sort of like Patreon event or something.
Me and you fucking spar? Dude, you're almost 50. I'd hurt you, Jason. Even if we just keep it friendly, you would like tear a rotator cuff.
Probably. Tear something.
And it depends on what we're doing too. Like, is it in a boxing ring? Are we fucking grappling? Does Jason get a taser?
We're gonna fight in an alley, like on They Live.
Yeah, right. Like fucking Kimbo Slice street fights. Just go to the backyard and fucking grapple.
Ooh, 6-sided no rope barbed wire cage match.
You can keep that.
Yeah.
No
thanks.
No, thank you. So probably never we'll do that.
Yeah.
Probably never. I feel like for it to be fair, you should get a taser for a little bit. Because I know more. I'm trained in more. I'm younger and I'm bigger too. So if I get a hold of you and I put you in the air, it's not going to be fun.
Yeah, I don't have the quickness that I used to have.
Right. I'm going to get in on them legs, dude. You're going to go for a ride, Brock Lesnar style.
Mm-hmm. All right, you up to next one?
We have a series of questions from our unpaid intern, BJ DeBlow. What's the better form of cabbage, sauerkraut or kimchi?
I've never been a huge kimchi fan, so I got to go sauerkraut.
I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't fucking like cabbage. I wouldn't eat either of these.
Dude, cabbage is good for you.
It's probably why I don't eat it.
It's so good for you. It's good for gut health.
Yeah, dude. Have you seen my gut? It's fucking huge.
Yeah, you need
Not healthy at
need a
all.
lot of sauerkraut in there.
I feel like in terms of like which one I would be closer to trying, like which one I think is less gross, I would say sauerkraut because I could put it on a hot dog.
Yeah,
You
because
can't put kimchi on a hot dog.
if you go for that real kimchi, that stuff's been like rotting in the ground for like 6 months.
Yeah, I don't even really know the difference, to be honest with you, Chief. Like what they do differently. I think sauerkraut has mayonnaise on it, huh?
No, it's just pickled cabbage.
Oh, I thought it was
But
like coleslaw.
it's the Germans made it. That's why it's called sauerkraut.
Well, yeah, I figured the Germans had something to do with
But
it because it's an abomination of God and man.
kimchi is Vietnamese, but they make it in a they put all the ingredients in like this like a pot, like a some
Okay.
kind of clay pot, and then they bury it in the ground for a long time.
Oh,
Dude, are you
yeah.
okay? Do you need to go check yourself?
No, dude, I've just been farting. It's farting up a storm. Can you smell it?
No, probably. We'll hear in a second.
Can you smell it through the internet?
Let's see. Which artificial sweetener is the best? I think acesulfame potassium is all right, but it kind of tastes like butter and pepper to me.
Look, this is the kind of person that BJ is, and this is why he's been on the show to have a conversation before. Nobody casually is just like, I like acesulfame potassium. Dude, fucking what? What is that?
I'm a Splenda guy myself. I like the Splenda. That's what I use in my coffee.
Maybe I keep it sweet and I keep it low. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Sweet and low all day long. Give me the pink. Because Splenda, so I'm a bit of a connoisseur when it comes to sweeteners because I can't use sugar.
Mhm.
You know, I do it anyways, but I'm not supposed to. So like Splenda just leaves this like weird, like he was saying, this weird like artificial kind of aftertaste. I feel like
Yeah, but you get used to it though.
yeah, but okay, like if you tell me to try something gross, and you're just like you'll get used to it. It's like I'm not gonna get there because it's fucking gross.
I mean,
So
I just
sweet-
use it in coffee, and the coffee flavor kind of gets rid of that. I don't really use it in
Yeah.
anything else. Never tried Truvia. Joey in the chat room says Truvia. I've never tried that before.
No, but I've had stevia. Stevia's good. It comes in the stick.
Yeah. I hear monk fruit's good too. Monk fruit's very sugary, but it's very
Oh, dude, there's a
expensive.
giant fucking spider on my wall.
Yes. Kill it.
Oh my god.
Don't
Should I?
let it bite you? You'll turn into Spider-Man.
I'm scared to look away now because then what if it goes somewhere and I don't know where it is?
What kind of spider is it?
It looks like one of them like black jumping spiders.
Spiders.
Spiders, yeah. It's fucking big though. That's a big boy.
Spelled Spodders.
Yeah, spooters, dude.
Spooters.
Sputters. One of them sputters. Anyways. So this is kind of we'll do a two-part question for this one. So BJ asks, who are your favorite Batmans? And then Mike Eveland, who's a Patreon supporter, host of the Jester's Court podcast, he asks as a follow-up, who are your favorite Bruce Waynes? Because they are different, and he wanted me to flex my Batman knowledge on the episode.
All right.
Who's your favorite Batman and who's your favorite Bruce Wayne, Jason?
my favorite. I have a twofer for Batman. Michael Keaton is my Batman, and also Kevin Conroy is my Batman. So those two. But as far as Bruce Wayne, I mean, I'm gonna have to say Kevin Conroy. But I also I kind of like I liked Affleck as Bruce Wayne. I think he made a pretty good Bruce Wayne. Probably the best version of Bruce Wayne, live action Bruce Wayne we've ever gotten.
Yeah, he looks the most like Bruce Wayne from the comic books. I will say that.
Yeah.
I think that he's a horrible actor who's being directed by a horrible director. So his Bruce Wayne kind of fell victim of that, where he's like at the party in Batman v Superman, he's like pretending to be drunk. It's like Bruce Wayne's a better actor than Ben Affleck is. Okay, he would be able to play that off
Yeah.
fucking better. He is a good Bruce Wayne though. My favorite Batman. So I think the only actor to have been both a good Batman and a Bruce Wayne, I think everyone else has only been one or the other, is Adam West. Adam
Yeah.
West was the only one who did both good.
But I feel like that was more of a comedy.
Right.
It's not. Well, I mean,
It's a
don't get me
comedy,
wrong.
but
I
but-
love
but-
the old Batman TV show and the old movie. I love it, but it's. I almost feel like it's making fun of Batman, which it kind of is. But
yeah. But it's a comedy, but at the same time, Adam West is 6'2", 220, fucking ripped with no pads in that suit. So if they wanted to do a serious Batman with Adam West, he would have been perfect for Batman. He would have been perfect as Bruce Wayne because he was fucking all the Catwomen. Okay, that's a secret about Adam West. He took every single Catwoman to bed. So he's Bruce Wayne.
yeah,
I think that in terms of like my favorite Batman, Christian Bale, probably. Just because he was, and I don't think Christian Bale's even the best Batman. It's just he was in the best movies with the best director, so he was able to look good.
I just hated that voice he used. That the
Yeah, it
Where's
was
the
supposed to be a
dinosaurs?
modulator.
yeah. I hated that voice he used. I wish he would have just used a more Kevin Conroy approach and just did like a little deeper version of his voice or something instead of doing that weird growl. I mean, I love those movies, but he's definitely not my favorite of the Batmen.
Yeah. I mean, and I talked about this on the Fantastic People pod when I did like a whole Batman breakdown with them. Your favorite Batman is going to be the one you grew up with 100% of the time. No exceptions.
So that's why
For you,
mine's
it's going to
Michael
be Keaton. For me, it's going to be Bale. That's the one I grew up with.
Andy in the chat room says Adam West is a beast.
Yeah, dude, he was fucking ripped, bro.
Yeah.
He was legitimately cut up, and you don't see it in the suit, but that's full on fucking Adam West in there. And I think George Clooney, believe it or not, was an excellent choice for Bruce Wayne.
I do too. I think Clooney got screwed out of that deal. Like he should have been Batman in a much better movie. Like he deserved better.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he has Bruce Wayne in spades. He just didn't have Batman.
Well, it's because it was so goofy and so dumb. Like I actually liked Batman Forever. I thought Batman Forever's still a really good movie to go back and watch. But man, Batman and Robin is just whew, man, that's hard to go back and watch.
Yeah, dude. He had all the potential. Like you watch From Dusk Till Dawn, and you're like, yeah, this guy would be a perfect Batman. He's fucking charming and serious and all this. And then George Clooney's regular life, he's fucking real life Bruce Wayne, dude. So it's like, yeah, he's an amazing Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the credit for that. So he would probably be my favorite Bruce Wayne.
And see, with the Flash movie out now, and they've got Michael Keaton has come back as Batman. If Warner Brothers doesn't like back a Brinks truck up to his house, and also Tim Burton, and be like, you guys please come back and do another third Burton-verse Batman film to finish out your trilogy. Like, there's no justice in the world. They need to do that.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what happens in the film, too. I mean, he might die in the movie. We don't know what happens.
Oh, who cares?
Yeah, who cares, honestly? It doesn't fucking matter.
I just want another Tim Burton, Michael Keaton Batman movie to come out before I die. Or
yeah,
before they
I mean,
die.
we deserve that.
Yeah.
And Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. We
Yeah,
deserve it.
I'm for it. All right, is it my turn right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so-
this is BJ's last one.
Okay, this is a multi-tiered question. Which comedian do you think inspired your comedy the most, even back before you were doing stand-up, back when y'all were writing down stuff maybe? no one else would ever see. Who inspired you then versus who inspires you now? As far as like stand-up goes, I would say my biggest influences are George Carlin, because my dad gave me the AM/FM record when I was a kid, so I fell in love with George Carlin right then and there. And then as I got a little older, Henry Rollins is probably one of my biggest influences. If you go back and watch, he had this stand-up special called "You Saw Me Up There." It was from like 1998, I think he recorded it. It's excellent, like it's almost perfect. But those two guys right there are probably my, as far as stand-up goes, but as far as film writing and just writing in particular and like stories and stuff, Kevin Smith.
Is that who inspires you now?
Yeah, still.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured. Back in the day when, like, before I even started writing jokes or whatever, I mean, obviously Carlin, because we had a rule in my house where, like, I wasn't allowed to watch like illicit stuff, but George Carlin was an exception.
Yeah. He was every boomer's exception to that. Right. You could watch his stuff.
Right, because my parents were just like, no, this is art. This is pure art. Yeah. You can fucking watch this at 6 years old. Yeah. And so Carlin and Bernie Mac, dude. I think I've told this story before, but when on my 12th birthday, my parents were like, "You're old enough to hear fucked up shit." So they turned on a Kings of Comedy DVD, and so I watched D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey. There's a lot of dirty comics in there, and then it gets to Bernie Mac, and it's so bad that my parents are like, "You're actually not ready for this," and like speed it up and then pause it at certain points. So it's like sped up and pause, and Bernie Mac's like humping the fucking mic stand. It's like, "You ever get it like this?" and shit like that. And I thought to myself, oh, this is so bad. Like, it's not even funny. It's just dirty and bad. I could do that.
You know who I thought was funny as shit, and I wish he was still around. If you go back and look at some of his older specials, Eddie Griffin. Dude, Eddie Griffin.
Yeah, he is still kind of around. It's just his specials suck.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, those first couple of specials he put out were just excellent, and then just kind of nothing after that.
Yeah, I mean, he's great. I mean, he's a legend in comedy. It's just for whatever reason, his new specials are horrible.
I think what happens to a lot of comedians like that is they get rich and famous, and then they have nothing else to talk about at that point.
Yeah. It's like, one of the weird things he does now, first of all, he says the N-word every other word. And it's just like, what if I did that with fuck as a white comic, you know? It's like I would get called out for it. Yeah. So just don't be lazy. Yeah. Don't use that as a fucking punctuator for everything you say. Mm-hmm. And he's doing weird shit now where he puts in his rider that he needs a fresh pair of Air Force Ones to wear on stage every single show he does. And then after the show, he dumps them in a bucket of water so that no one else can ever wear them.
That's weird.
Yeah, he does that. That's really fucking weird.
I got a question in the chat room. A question for both of you. Name your top 2 favorite people named Ted.
Is this from someone named Ted?
No, it's from Joey.
Oh, top 2 favorite people named Ted.
Ted Kaczynski. No.
Ted the teddy bear, and Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah. I would say Ted Lasso and Ted DiBiase.
Oh, that's a good one. Who inspires me now, if anyone cares, is Tom Segura, basically. That's it. I watch, I mean, I study comedy like a fucking student, genuinely. I watch literally everything. So Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, to an extent, these days, are who inspires me to write jokes.
I feel like I like Bert Kreischer, but I feel like he's kind of one note. And I hate to say that, but he's like a one note comic, and I love what he does. He's good at it, but Tom Segura is he's on a whole nother level. Like he's an intellectual kind of comic,
Yeah, I mean, Bert's just lazy, right? Like, he's not actually writing jokes. He's just like telling stories. Like,
Yeah.
he's the guy in the conversation where like you're all saying funny shit, and then he's like, "Do you mind if I do this as a bit? Can this be my bit?" He's like that guy.
He's like the one up guy. Like anytime you would have a story, he would have a story that one ups it.
100%, as he would say. This next one is one of two questions from Mike Eveland, who we got into earlier. Have you / would you consider dropping it all to be a road comic?
Hell yeah, I would. If somebody took me on as an opener, I would definitely do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think about it literally every single fucking day of my life. It's just not feasible, man. Like, because you can't get success without going through the struggle. And so even if you're touring, opening for someone big, you're struggling, brother.
Mm-hmm.
We've had people on this show who have Conan credits, Tonight Show, Comedy Central. They are struggling financially. I mean, making less than, $1,000 a show.
Oh, I mean, it's the same thing that I've been through in the music industry. Even back when we were signed, like, dude, just because you're out on the road doesn't mean you're making money. Like you're basically destined to be dirt poor until you hit that magical moment where you become a household name. And even then, the odds of actually making money are slim because you have to pay so many people.
Yeah, and we've been able to kind of curb it a little bit with the internet, being able to weaponize that to sort of jump steps. But it's like, for me, as a comedian in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi, no one who knows who the fuck I am, I would have to do so much work on the internet just to be a club feature. And then I'd have to go uproot my entire family to go make no money until I finally have gotten notoriety enough to be a headliner. It's like, that is a solid 5 years of struggling that, it's like, yeah, that's what you got to do for the dream. But it's like, also, I have a 3-year-old kid who has to eat fucking food,
Yep. Let's see.
I just almost shit my fucking pants, dude. That one was close. Did you hear it?
I heard a little bit of it. Mike Evelyn says, why are you so charitable, taking care of kids in the day and geriatric Jay at night?
I think that question was for me.
Yeah, that's for you.
Why am I such a good person, Jason? I mean, I really am doing the world a service here. I take care of special needs children during the day, and then at night, I have to fucking carry this guy on my back with his fucking old knees, just carrying him, just trying to drag him along. Like, come on, Jason, I'm trying to give us a career, buddy. Hop on my back. Get on my coattails, Jason. I'm so generous, dude. I'm motherfucking Teresa.
I do my best.
So this next question, series of questions from Derek Diamond, also a Patreon supporter, best friend of the show, host of the Derek Diamond Experience podcast. Go check that out. After 3 years of doing the show, what has been the biggest lesson you've both learned about podcasting? There's no money in it. Don't do it.
Yeah. One thing I've learned about doing this show is it is very difficult to market a comedy podcast. Much more difficult than any of the other podcasts I've ever done. Like the other show that I do, Nerd Cave Retro, is basically easy. It finds its own listeners because it's such a niche subject. But this one being just a comedy podcast, it's like, dude, we're like two guppies swimming in a pool of sharks.
Yeah. It's like, even when you start getting bigger people on and people that other people want to listen to or whatever, it's like, I know for a fact that there are thousands of people that would love to listen to this show would love to enjoy this content, but just don't fucking know about it because the comedy podcast subgenre is flooded because every comic with 10,000 followers at the very least has to have their own podcast. And so the market is just completely flooded with these working New York and LA comics who have shitty fucking podcasts that they're just flooding the market with that no one listens to. I mean, even people like look at Eric Griffin, right? He's on the Golden Hour podcast that's successful. He's one of the biggest headliners in comedy. He headlines Rogan's Club. No one listens to his fucking Riffin' with Griffin podcast. No one listens to it. But he has to have it because that's what he does to market himself, you know? So it's the hardest thing in the world to try to market when you have so many competitors. I mean, the biggest lesson that I've learned is on a more positive note is that nothing is out of your reach when you have the abilities of the internet, when you put your mind to something. I mean, we've been able to get people on this show that I've looked up to since I was a little kid, man. We got fucking Jonathan Mangum on this show. Literally just because I fucking Google people, look at their Instagram, find their emails, find their management, and then just ask and tell them we've had this person, this person, and this person on the show. Please come do it. We're a huge fucking fan. And then they fucking do it. It's like nothing is impossible doing this shit. It's crazy.
I mean, it's because of podcasting that I got to make Monsters Anonymous, like as a direct result of being a podcaster. So, I mean, we've talked to people on this show that I never would have imagined would do our podcast. So it's crazy.
Right, dude. I mean, fucking, I've gone out of my way to get people. First of all, I'm a very spiteful person, Jason Robbins. I've gone out of my way to get people on this podcast that I know would impress you because I just want you to think that I'm doing something. So that's why we've had Steven Perkins, the drummer from Jane's Addiction, on this podcast. I didn't want to talk to him. I did it for you.
Thank you. You're my hero.
You're welcome. But it's like it's shit like that too. Where it's like I don't think that I would be able to get this person, but I'm gonna email them 3 months in a row until they say yes.
And most of the times they will, just to get you to shut up.
No, they won't. Trust me. You should look at our fucking inbox, dude. You should look at the sent emails on our email. It's fucking hundreds a month.
Yeah. We got another one from Joey. It says, favorite cereal brands that have the letter M in their title. Mueslix.
What?
You never heard of Mueslix?
Mueslix?
I don't even know if they make Mueslix anymore.
No. Favorite cereal brands with M in it? I mean, does Lucky Charms fucking count with the M at the end?
Yeah, I guess it does have an M in it. Yeah. That counts.
I mean, I don't even like Lucky Charms, but I just can't think of a cereal that has a fucking M in it.
I don't
know. Captain Crunch doesn't have an M in it.
No.
Neither does Cookie Crisps. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's it. I was thinking Corn Pops, but that's an N, not an M. I don't know. I'm going to have to say I'm sticking with Mueslix.
Dude, that sounds like a fucking decongestant.
It's gross.
Mueslix like DM.
Worst cereals ever. Let's see. Derek also asked, if you could pick one person to bring back from the dead and interview them, who would it be and why? Back from the dead. Eddie Van Halen.
Hell yeah, dude.
I mean,
that'd be a fucking...
And as for the why, I mean, that answers the question right there. He's freaking Eddie Van Halen.
He's going to beg to go back after being on this show. He's gonna be like, please fucking take me back. I don't know. I mean, a genuine answer would be my dad. So I could fucking, he could just tell me that he's proud of me finally before dying. That's a really sappy answer, but it's very genuine. Like my dad told literally everyone in the world but me that he was proud of me. Like he regularly would talk to my mom and be like, "I'm really proud of Jacob," and never told me to my fucking face.
That's rough, man. I'm sorry.
That's gonna haunt me for the rest of my life, dude.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. In terms of like show business, probably Rodney Dangerfield, to be honest.
That's not
either
bad.
him or Patrice O'Neal.
Oh yeah, both of those guys would be awesome to talk to.
I mean, Patrice was a king of radio, dude, back in the Opie and Anthony days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the Wild West, dude. He would be an excellent podcast guest today. And Rodney Dangerfield is just a fucking legend through and through. Like, I mean, he's gonna have some funny shit to say.
Yeah,
he would probably have some like a new material about being dead.
I got no respect.
I thought it was heaven. They put me with my wife. Mark Simmons, the writer of our brand new theme song, asks, "Have you guys seen MILF Manor? Thoughts on it?"
What the hell is MILF Manor?
This is the show I was telling you about. Was I telling you about this? So the premise of the show is that they invite all these hot MILFs to this mansion, right? And they're like, "This is a reality show. You're all going to live here or whatever." And what they don't tell them is that they also invited all of their hot sons.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling
me
about this.
So the sons have to try to fuck other moms, and the moms have to try to stop their other moms from fucking their sons.
Oh god.
Haven't seen it. Really great concept for a TV show. I'm into it.
I mean, I might have to give it the first episode a watch just to see what the hell it's about. I've never even heard of it. I mean, I heard of it when you talked about it the first time, but I immediately forgot. He also says, "Do you guys think you can? Do you guys think you can fight a bear one-on-one? What about together?" Here's all I have to do. All I have to do, I'm not going to fight the bear, but as long as I can run faster than Jacob, I win.
Okay, but how's your response time? Do you think that you can recognize the danger of a bear and start running away before I recognize the danger of the bear and fucking grab you and throw you at a bear?
I don't know. I think I would probably get one good punch in on the bear, but then he's just gonna maul me at that point.
No, dude. So bears.
Could you even knock out a bear if you hit it hard enough?
No, you couldn't. Dude,
do you think Mike Tyson could knock out a bear if he were to punch a bear?
No, dude, nobody. The thing about bears is that they have a natural steel plate in their skull. Their skull, the front of their skull is so fucking thick. It's like the thickness of a steel plate. So if you have a handgun and you shoot a bear in the fucking head, it's going to piss it off.
Yeah, Joey says, fight it, yes. Beat it, no.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we could fight it.
Yeah, we can fight it.
Win.
We got another one from Andy in the chat room. On the totem pole of comedy, is the magician comedian above or below a prop comic?
Oh, that's a good fucking question,
honestly,
dude.
It depends on the magician, because a lot of great magicians are comedians too. Like Piff the Magic Dragon is awesome.
He's amazing, dude. Fucking love him.
Personally cannot stand prop comedians, so I'm going to say the magician comedian is way above a prop comic.
I remember I turned off like a Netflix. You know, Netflix has these shows where it's like the 30-minute specials or whatever. Mm-hmm. I turned one off because the lady was doing a joke about dildo nunchucks. And I was like, okay, the bit was funny. But then she like pulled out dildo nunchucks. And I was like, I'm out. Like I laughed at you describing this and me visualizing it. You adding the visual aid makes it less funny.
Yeah. It's kind of like
just describe it.
If we're at like an open mic and I see an open micer or a comedian get on stage and he's got a guitar, like I'm immediately checked out. Like I don't want to see this.
So musical comedians are at the fucking bottom. I think we can agree on that. Prop comics are slightly above them. Dude, there are a lot of really funny. Like you watch like Penn and Teller's Fool Us. Like you can tell that they do it for a living. They're like have like their cool little one-liners or whatever while they're doing their act. That takes talent, man. Yeah, I fuck with it.
Yeah, and as far as musical comedians go, I mean, unless you're Weird Al Yankovic, you don't have a chance in hell.
Yeah, dude. And somehow Jeff Dunham's below all of them. I can't explain it, but he is. Jeff Dunham's at the fucking bottom.
Here's a good question. Does a comic have to use profanity to be funny? Are clean comics like Seinfeld with his success a rarity? I don't think they're a rarity. I mean, Jim Gaffigan is freaking hilarious, and he's clean.
Yeah, so it's not a question of clean comedy versus dirty comedy. It's a question of intention.
Yeah.
Right. The reason people don't like Seinfeld is because he wants to say fuck, shit, and cunt. He just chooses not to. The reason people like Jim Gaffigan is because it doesn't even occur to him to say those things. He's just writing what he feels.
Yeah.
Right. So it's, it's you purposely editing it out when you don't need to is weird in a sense when you don't have to do that.
It's you're right. It's different if it's all about if the person is just naturally funny and they don't use profanity normally, it doesn't make a difference. Funny's funny. But there's a lot of people out there who just drop F-bombs, but they're, the strategically placed F-bombs are funny as hell,
Yeah. Yeah, and I will say there are a lot of comics working today who are way too dirty. They could clean it up, and it's just you need to clean out words that aren't necessary. Mm-hmm. Like if the fuck or the shit adds to the joke, then leave it in. If it doesn't, then take it out.
Mm-hmm. All right, is the next one? You want me to read the next one, or is that the next one you read?
I'll read it. Mark is asking, how did Jason meet Brian O'Halloran?
Okay, so when I presented the Monsters Anonymous script to Jeremy loved it. Jeremy London, that is. He loved it and asked if he could take a pass at cleaning it up and putting a different ending on it. And because me and Wally couldn't figure out how to end it. So we were like, yes. And he went and did a pass on it, put a new ending on it. And then we started to get people from our acting class, giving them different roles. And then Jeremy went off to do Pensacon in 2016 or 20. Yeah, it was 2016 Pensacon. And he was there and they did a mall. And this was around the time that Mallrats 2 was also, Kevin Smith was teasing Mallrats 2. So they had a big, a big Mallrats thing at Pensacon with all the different people from Mallrats. And of course, Brian O'Halloran was there too. And so Jeremy talked to Brian O'Halloran, asked him if he wanted to play Dracula in the movie. He said yes. Jeremy called me, and I was on my way to Pensacon, and I freaked out. And we got to Pensacon. I got to meet Brian, and we've been friends ever since. And it was awesome. It was one of the best days of my life getting to meet Brian O'Halloran and have him say, yes, I want to be in your movie.
That's good. That's a fun story. I tried to fart in the mic again, and I genuinely almost shit my pants.
Dude,
it's becoming a real problem.
You're going to shit on the microphone, and then you're going to be out one microphone.
And I'm going to be out one eye. I'm going to keep talking into it. I'm going to get fucking pink eye.
That's gross.
Hell yeah, dude.
Here's the next question from Mark Simmons. Favorite pornographic subgenre?
So my thing... What's the difference between a genre and a subgenre?
Well, my thing is, porn is porn. Because it's like, when I grew up, you had to actually go to a building in the middle of the night in the sketchy part of town to get porn. And nowadays, this phone right here, people carry this around in their pockets, and it has every piece of porn you could ever want in your life. So the problem is paralyzation of choice. Where do you even? I feel sorry for these kids nowadays. They're never gonna have that, that funny going to get porn for the first time story because they don't have to.
I'm watching porn right now.
It's just on their phones right now. They can just pull up anything that's ever been made on their phone. So where do you even start?
So what's your favorite subgenre, Jason?
I don't have one. There's like it's just porn's porn.
So you're so old that like you don't get into the niche. Because like my generation, we need a niche. We need to find our niche, or else we're not going to be able to come. We've got
Well,
to
here's the
fucking
thing.
find it.
I'm 46 years old, and I'm pretty sure I have no testosterone left in my body. So it's just not a
And
thing.
you still think you can beat me in a fight?
Maybe,
You ain't got
I don't
no
know.
testy, bro.
So like it's just not even a thing anymore. So I don't know. Like I don't even
Right.
really. It's not. I don't. I'm not gonna get there and like look through the 8,000 different like tabs of different stuff and be like, ooh, where's my thing? Like what's gonna be my thing?
Yeah, you can't be wasting nuts, bro. You got to save them. You only got a few left.
Yeah, I get like one a year.
For me, I like the castings, dude. And it's like, obviously, I know that like these are girls working in the industry already, but I like the ones where that's like we're casting for a porn, but there is no job and she doesn't get paid because then I think it's real. I think the girl's real. That's what I like. I like watching like amateur, like real people.
Yeah, I would say if anything, that would be mine too. Like I don't like overproduced type of stuff.
Yeah, so I like the casting ones because they're like these are real girls, and I know they're not, but I can pretend that they are.
Yeah, it's theater of the mind.
Right. Last one from Mark. What are your fursonas?
I think if I had to have one, it would be a cat. Because I like house cats. I want to be a cat.
Why'd you have to say it like that? You didn't have to say it like that.
I don't even know what that really means. I just know that people like to dress up as animals. So if I had to dress up as an animal, it would just be a cat, like a puma or something.
Look, I don't want to offend anybody, but I don't do this stuff, man. It's cool if you do. I don't care, but I don't do this stuff, man. So I don't know.
I mean, it's not my thing. Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. I mean, can I be a furry Komodo dragon?
Yeah.
They don't have fur.
Well, I mean, it's an animal.
Well, all the furries have fur. That's a furry. Like it's got to be like a furry animal. But a Komodo dragon's my spirit animal.
Why a Komodo dragon?
I did a report on them in the 5th grade, and I really like them.
Okay.
So now I relate to Komodo dragons for the rest of my life. I mean, furry animals, I guess, I don't know, dude, a wolf, like a big fucking wolf.
You're such a basic white bitch.
I would be a white bitch wolf. Yeah, dude. I mean, just a big old fucking dire wolf, dude, because I'm a big man.
I mean, here's the thing. If whoever knows about fursonas, how do you pick a fursona? That's what I want to know. Like, how do you, does it get picked for you, or do you just like pick something?
Dude, you have a buddy. We have a Patreon supporter who's like big into that fucking community.
It needs to let us know, because I don't know anything about it. That's just, it's not, never been into it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like this might be a misconception, but I feel like it's all it's sexual, right? Like it's
I don't
just
think
a sex
so.
thing.
I mean, it does have that
connotation,
but I don't think I think that's like a small portion of it.
We need to be educated.
We need the education. So if you're out there and you know about the subgenre, let us know.
All right, this next one's you.
Hold on. I got to write that in the chat room. Hold on. Joey's asking if I can spell it out for him. He doesn't know what word we're saying. Fursona. Like the furries.
Oh, yeah, like the people that dress up in the furry suits, Joey.
Yeah, they have
they'll dress up like a fox.
Oh, I didn't know that. Andy says Keesler Air Force Base has plenty of furries. I didn't know that. Do we have like a furry community here?
Oh, yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them in the wild.
Huh.
Believe it or not, the man that asked that question, Mark Simmons, there was a furry at one of his birthday parties. And and there was like a bunch of people like weird about it. And he was like, we don't do that. We don't judge people. Like, this furry is fucking welcome here. And then he started punching the furry because he was drunk. So he started just fucking hitting the furry because he was confused. So he started beating the shit out of this person in this fox costume. And everyone was just like, Mark, you're confused. You're doing what we wanted to do.
Wow.
But he had good intentions.
Yeah. All right. So Jack Evelyn asks, Jacob often looks like he tastes like sour garbage, does he? I've never known Jacob to smell to smell like garbage or taste like garbage, and I've never tasted Jacob Craig, so I wouldn't know if he tastes like sour garbage or not.
What does this mean, Jason?
I don't know.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. When he left this comment, I was like, what does this mean? Can you explain this to me? And he said, I just got done being in the hospital, and at the end of it, I tasted like sour garbage. It's fine. We all do it. But it's like, what taste? You'd have to ask my fiance, I guess. She's the only one who tastes me.
I don't want to hear about that. That just...
Oh, she tastes me, Jason. She licks me up and down.
Do I have a vomit sound on the soundboard?
I can make one for you out of my butt. No, I understand that I do, like, over the Zoom, I look like I would smell bad. I look like I would have like a body odor. And when we've met one time in person, and I gave him a hug, and I probably was sweaty and smelled bad because it was at Pensacon. But I genuinely have like a good cologne on and like good shampoo and shit. Like, I don't smell bad most of the time. I feel like.
Yeah,
Jason might differ.
I've never smelled you before. I don't even know if you wear like a cologne or anything.
Well, most of the time we meet, it's doing comedy, so I'm fucking sweaty.
Yeah, but you don't smell like sour garbage or anything.
Right. Like, that's a couple of days without shower, and I shower every single day. Next question.
I think these questions are flipped.
What do you mean?
Because it says, what is your favorite episode ever? And I'm like, what episode of what? But then it says, do you think Seinfeld was a terrible show?
No, what's our favorite episode of Open Micers?
Oh, probably... I mean, the last Brian O'Halloran we did was pretty fun.
It was a good episode.
And I don't know. I've had quite a few favorite episodes on the show.
Yeah, we're getting to the point.
I mean,
now,
talking to Stephen Perkins was like just unreal to me. Like, I still don't even believe that actually happened.
Dude, I played a fucking long game to make that happen. We interviewed like fucking 5 people I didn't want to have on the show with the promise of Stephen Perkins coming on the show.
Hey,
I fucking made that happen. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Dude, we're at the point now where I feel like we have more good episodes than bad.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like before episode 100, there's a few bad ones littered in there. But after episode 100, where we've got fucking skin in the game, we're having really good guests on. We've been, we have more episodes that are good than bad. I feel like my personal favorite episode was Neil Rubenstein, just because he's a guy who still is a fucking killer comedian. He's super funny. He's super nice and genuine. He has great stories from being in the music industry, working with Take It Back Sunday and people like that. I genuinely didn't have enough time to ask him all the things I wanted to ask him because we would just go on tangents together. Like, we had just had such a great chemistry on air. So that's, to me, just being in the episode, that was my favorite one to film. My favorite episode ever that I can brag to people about is Jonathan Mangum, dude. Like, yeah. I brag to people about that weekly, that I was able to interview Jonathan fucking Mangum from Let's Make a Deal, from Whose Line Is It Anyway, Wayne Brady's best friend on the planet. Jonathan Mangum, dude. He did this. That's a fucking huge deal to me.
Yeah. I think one of the most fun episodes we ever did was the Easter candy taste test with Laura.
I almost killed myself for that, dude. My blood sugar was over 500 after that episode.
Jesus. Dude, lucky
I
you
ate an
didn't
entire
die.
16-ounce Reese's egg. And 16 ounces sounds small because you can drink 16 ounces easy. But eating it, masticating it, chewing it up, and swallowing it, that's a different animal. And I found that out in real time. That was a good episode.
Yeah. All right. So next question is, do you think Seinfeld was a terrible show? Absolutely not. Seinfeld is one of my comfort food shows.
Yeah, short answer, no. It's actually a really good show. It has good premises, and you can thank Larry David for that, not Jerry Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
Larry David's a fucking genius.
Let's see.
Next Hashtag bring back Kramer. He did nothing wrong.
Next question. Who's better at math? I mean...
You have to fucking ask.
Obviously,
Jason.
I mean, I'm not great at math. I can do, like, simple math in my head.
I can't. I have to do it on my fingers.
Really? Dude. How are you that bad at math, dude? I had to retake college math from college math to beginning algebra to intermediate algebra to college algebra in order to graduate with an associate's degree. Like, I'm so bad at math. Huh?
What's your associate's degree in?
Art.
Oh, I have an associate's of art too. All I had to take was college algebra.
I know, but I was so bad at algebra, I had to retake college math, then beginning algebra, then intermediate algebra, and then college algebra in order to learn the algebra so I could pass college algebra.
See, we should do an IQ test because I feel like sleepy. I have a sleepy high IQ, dude. If I put my brain to something, I can fucking do it really easy.
Is there a way we can actually? Is there somewhere we can actually take an IQ test? Like, how much is it to take an IQ test?
So you can take free ones, but they're not accredited.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about an actual real IQ test.
But I'm talking about, like, just for the show, we should just take a dumb one and, like, use it to see which one of us is smarter and then go off of that results for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, but the problem is if you sit there and you take the whole test, it's like, subscribe to get your results.
No, I've done one before, and it came out at, like, 150 or something like that.
Oh, that's definitely wrong.
What do you mean, dude? I have a sleepy high IQ, bro.
Maybe 50, not 150.
Dude, the average is 100.
Forrest Gump was like 72.
No, dude. Forrest Gump was lower than that.
Oh, was he? I don't remember.
I feel like. Well, I don't know, because less than 100 is a fucking idiot.
Dude, I'm going to feel pretty fucking stupid if I score like a 95 on it or something.
Right. I don't know. I feel like that's what it boils down to. So, like right now, if you gave us equations, neither of us could do them.
No.
But I feel like if you gave us a fucking math problem and then like the page in the textbook where it tells you to do that, like you would have for tests, then I feel like I would be able to do it better. Because I can just follow directions easy.
I mean, the highest level of math I'm going to be able to do is probably some of the college algebra that I learned.
Yeah. I mean, and you forget all that shit, dude. You forget all that
like,
the second.
It is not like riding a bike. Like, seriously, like if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah. I mean, you forget all that shit the second you get out of college because it's just not needed on an everyday basis.
Yeah, I'm 46 years old. I've never once used algebra in daily life.
I don't use division. What do you mean, dude? I didn't need to learn division.
Dude, I use percentages all the time. I can do percentages in my head pretty quickly. But that's like the most useful everyday thing I've come across is being able to do percentages.
No, I mean, times tables are the most that I use. I don't even use division, bro. Division's hard. Oh, this is mine. I forgot. I'm sorry. If you could have, this is a good question, by the way. If you could have all the fame of Amy Schumer, but had to be as terrible as she is, would you do it?
I already am. So I just need the fame.
Yeah, right. You're already that bad. I don't know if this means as a comedian or as a person or both, because Amy Schumer is just objectively a bad person as well as a comedian. Something a lot of people don't talk about. She's a shitty person. She steals jokes. She makes really bad fucking jokes about people. She's a shitty person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do it 100%.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't?
Of course I would.
But I think that's it. That's the last question. So, and we're at an hour and 2 minutes. So that was a nice chunky episode.
Yeah, man, you guys really showed out. I was scared that we wouldn't have enough questions to answer on the show, but you guys really showed out for us. Thank you.
So thank you guys so much. We'll do this again sometime soon, and maybe we'll do it while we get a super famous guest on. We can have like an ask us anything while we have a
like an ask this guest anything.
Yeah, we'll do that.
That'd be fun. We'd have to make sure that they actually come up to the show.
Yeah.
Before we get a bunch of questions.
Oh, here we go. One last question in the chat room. What is the difference between stealing jokes and modifying street jokes?
There isn't one.
Yeah. I mean, you can modify it all you want, but as long as a premise, like if I've written jokes before where I'll do a joke for like 6 months and then the next thing I know it's a freaking meme on the internet and I just stop doing it.
Yeah, I mean it's a different level of hack, right? So it's like if you're stealing jokes from somebody, that's something that will get you like kicked out of clubs. That's something that'll get you like blacklisted from the scene. No one is going to work with you if you're stealing jokes.
That's why instant disrespect if somebody's blatantly stealing jokes.
Right. And we've gone through it tons of times here on our scene, dude. People think that they can just fucking steal jokes from like a comic who works in Mobile. Like we've seen that guy. What the fuck are you doing? That's why it's there's such a big disparity around Amy Schumer, because she's been accused of stealing jokes and she's been presented with receipts. That's why I don't watch Saturday Night Live anymore, because they're just blatantly stealing bits that people send to them as an audition. So they'll send them a sketch and then they'll just use the sketch on the fucking show. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, look at what happened with Carlos Mencia. I mean, he got called out. He was blatantly stealing jokes.
Yeah.
I mean, like almost word for word.
He still does it, dude. I'm friends on Facebook with someone who opened with Carlos Mencia, and this idiot wore it like a badge of honor. He was like, can't believe I just killed in front of Carlos Mencia, and now Mencia's on stage riffing on my material. Dude, that's fucking stealing, dude. He's on stage stealing your fucking material and you're happy about it. In terms of the street jokes, though, that's just hack. Like I feel like no one's going to care if you do that, but it's like, how far are you going to get with taking a street joke and putting your own punchline on it?
Yeah, and we've seen it before where people go on stage and try to do street jokes and they don't really land. They don't really do well.
It's mostly boomer stuff too, dude. It's like people who are fucking old as shit just being like, stuff like pre-internet street jokes that you'd hear from like your fucking great uncle or some shit. It's just not funny.
Yeah, it just doesn't transfer well to stage.
No. And the most depressing part though is when it does. Like when someone's killing with this stuff and you're like, no, this is not what this is.
Yeah. But yeah, that's going to bring us to the end of the show. I don't have anything else to say about stealing jokes. I'm pretty sure we have stolen jokes before here on this show unknowingly. So if we did, we apologize.
Yeah, I mean, it's parallel thinking. I watched a bit today that like a local comic does that like a big headlining comic is now also doing. He's never seen that guy perform. He doesn't know. It's just a good joke.
Yeah. So, but yeah, anything else you want to throw out there before we go? You got any shows coming up?
No, don't have any official shows booked. I will hopefully have some soon over in the way of Alabama. But dude, I've been booking some really good guests for July. So Thank you guys for supporting us from the beginning, man. And thank you guys for getting in that Patreon. We were supposed to have Sam Talent coming up next week. Hopefully he comes on the show this time because I booked him before and he didn't come on the show. So hopefully he has said yes to coming on this show. Hopefully he does it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But I don't have anything booked right now. Hopefully I'll have something soon. And we can see you guys out in the world. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. And we're going to go ahead and walk out the door. If you want to email us at openmicerspodcast@gmail.com. We're at openmicers.com. And also our Linktree is Linktree/OpenMicersPodcast. And, of course, our Patreon is patreon.com/OMPodcast. And, of course, go to brezcoffeeco.com and use the code OMPodcast for 10% off of your order. And we will see you guys next week.
I'm going to do another AMA after this shit I take.
Joey in the chat room says, can I try out a joke on you guys and give your opinion? Says, I went to the pharmacy and got some muscle relaxers. I got home. I opened the bottle and took 2. Now I can't get the cap back on.
Yeah, that's a pretty good bit.
That's a good joke.
That's very New Jersey.
Yeah.
I can tell just from that.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that's
Joey
right.
says he wants to do some stand-up, so get your butt up to New York and go do some stand-up at some of the open mics up there.
Hey, just do them in Jersey.
Yeah.
There's a scene in Jersey.
There's a scene everywhere. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here, so I'm going to edit this thing up. It'll be on the Patreon in just a little while, and then it'll be out Wednesday for you guys.